Okay, so here I am about to cook some food. So what I've basically done is I've looked at the food that I have and decided what I want to eat right now. So what I decided was I want some eggs, I want some sausages. So what I'm thinking about is frying up some bacon, frying up some sausages, putting eggs over top of it, and I guess I need some vegetables, so why not a frittata? So I went ahead and I started cutting up some carrots. I just cut the top off of it. If anyone knows anything to do with these, leave a comment, because yeah. So first I need to cut up bacon. Luckily in this room, I actually have a set of tongs. So making bacon, it's not going to be so bad. Oh, so by the way, there's a lot of me like clipping around and things like that. That's because I'm a bad cook and I don't cook while I'm organized. So right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of scrambling around trying to get stuff ready. But right now, peeling carrots, I have a pan on the stove. It's getting hot so I can put some bacon on it. If you end up getting a shot of my cutting board, you're going to notice I'm cutting meat and vegetables on the same cutting board. I know, but it's a really big cutting board, so half of it is for meat, the other half is for vegetables. I'm also using separate knives, so my health, right? Oh, by the way, this hotel room only has steak knives. They have a chef knife, but it is incredibly dull, and these are the only sharp knives they have, so I'm cutting vegetables with a steak knife. I know it's bad. So, I have bacon starting with the pan. You can hear it sizzling in the back. My carrots are cut up. I think I want some spinach at some point in time with this meal. So I'm just going to open up this package. And you know what? I don't need to cut it up. I'm just going to leave it in whole leaves like that. Maybe I'll wilt them over the grease. But all in all, I think the spinach is fine, so I don't need to deal with that. So now that I'm thinking about vegetables, I have my carrots cut up, but I want something else in there, so onion it is. I wish I had garlic, but garlic was something I chose not to buy because I can't eat the whole head of it in one go, so it's out. Okay, so my first batch of bacon's almost done. My onions and my carrots are all sliced up and diced up, which is great. But I realized I forgot to actually boil some water for my sausages. Now usually what I do is I boil my sausages first, and then I get them fried to get that like really nice, crispy brown outside. But I don't have time this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sausages, I'm going to cut the casings into like chunks of it, and then fry the chunks in my bacon grease, because bacon's amazing. So my second round of bacon is just about finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick shot of what's going on with my food. So if you take a look over here, so over here I have my veggies, just carrots and onions kind of chopped up. That's 2 carrots, 1 onion, and if you kind of take a look over here, you can see the sausages that I have cut up. That's 2 sausages, just kind of cut up into chunks. So that's it for that. I'm going to use a handful of baby spinach, so nothing special there. And over here, you can see that I have my 2 sets of bacon kind of going. So I just put my first batch of sausages, my only batch of sausages, into the fryer. So that's going to brown up really, really nicely. I'm probably not going to cook all the way, but that's okay because I still got to throw carrots and onions in there. By the way, I'm using the bacon purely for the grease. So whatever bacon gets cooked, you can't let it go to waste. Okay, so my sausage, if you take a look, is nice and browned right now. So that's telling me that it's time to throw in my veggies. So I'm going to take my carrots, take my onions, I'm going to just whip those all into the bacon grease, let that cook down a little bit, let the onions kind of get translucent stuff so that it's really sweet and tasty. You're probably noticing that I'm not throwing the spinach in right now, and that's because this guy has to cook a little bit longer, and spinach really takes no time at all. So that's going to go in the last possible second, probably just before I add in a whole bunch of eggs. Speaking of which, I got to scramble eggs. So, I have my eggs, and right now I like to play a game called How Hungry Am I Feeling? That's where I take an egg, and I crack that into my bowl, and I look at it and I say, how hungry am I feeling? So then I take another egg, and I repeat. Yeah, 6 is good. Oh, by the way, it's 6 eggs because I didn't eat lunch today. Normally I use 4 eggs. And depending on how many veggies, sometimes I just use 2 eggs. But 2 eggs makes for a really terrible frittata. It's more like scrambled eggs. So I realized as I was scrambling my eggs, I didn't buy any seasoning. Luckily, in my hotel room, they have pepper, and they have, okay, salt, kind of, sort of. I will probably end up using the rest of this salt by tomorrow, but it's going to do its job right now. P.S. Always salt your eggs before you scramble them. Get the salt in it. So I'm just about to add my eggs into my frittata, right into the pan. So if you take a look at my pan right now, so it looks pretty good. But before I add those eggs in, I'm going to add in some spinach, because it's good. So how much did I actually add? 1 handful, whatever that might be. 1.5 handfuls. I'm hungry today. So there we go. That's what it looks like right now. But of course, that's going to wilt down as I kind of mix it around. And if it didn't make a stupid mess everywhere. Oh, I got grease on my shirt. Okay, so now I'm back with a fresh shirt. And I've already added in my eggs. So you can see it right there. Now all I'm going to do is kind of stir it around initially so that I can get some of that heat from the bottom of the pan kind of raised up to the cold eggs that I just threw in there. Also, something I forgot to do, turn on my oven. So I've gone ahead and turned it on. To what temperature? It doesn't really matter. I turn it on to what, 300, just under 350. And that's what I'm going to bake this at. When will it be done? I don't know, 10 minutes maybe? I don't know, I just want the eggs to cook all the way through. Everything else is cooked. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it finish cooking. Then I'm going to throw the bacon on top of it. And then put it on the broiler for about 30 seconds or so. Just to kind of make sure that the top is like really nice and set. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, so I just took my frittata out of the oven. So it looks like that right now, which is pretty awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bacon, and I'm just going to lay it on top. I guess I should have cut up the bacon, kind of like into bacon bits. Yeah, but I'm not fancy. I don't know, maybe I'll arrange it in like a, I don't know, like a square or something? Nah, whatever. That's what it looks like. So, that's great. It actually looks really good right now, and it smells really good. I'm going to throw that in under the broiler for just a couple more minutes. Actually, sorry, a couple more seconds. Don't want this to burn. So I'm going to set that to broil. I'm going to wait a little bit, and then when you next see me, I'm going to be eating this thing. Okay, so it's come out of the oven, and it looks like that. Hey, that's not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into this. Oh, and it better be cooked all the way through. If not, it has to go back in, and I'm hungry now. So when it comes to frittatas, I like to cut it down kind of in the middle. I like to cut it into quarters. I don't really know why. This is really hard to do with just one hand. So there we go. Nice little frittata. And that is meal 1 while I'm staying here. Alright.